Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello to you. How do you do? It's true. I love you. Hey-o. Gosh, how we doing? I got a little, hold on, what happened here? I got a little distracted there for a second because my headphones were kicking out. These headphones, I got to be honest, they're pretty old. These things like forever. But, you know, quite honestly, they do the job for what I need them for here on Operation Status Quo. So, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, just enough so I can hear myself and some of the buttons I'm pushing and everything else. Okay, I'm sorry. I got to get my screen situated. Hi, I'm so sorry. How are you doing? How can I come on and then be looking over here and not paying attention to you, the beautiful people out there? So kind of you to join me here today on Operation Status Quo. Of course, I am Pete Palma. I am your user-friendly host here on Operation Status Quo. This is Operation Status Quo, the place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life, and then we create our own flow of quo, yo. Because that's the only way to go. So as I always like to say, what are you doing out there to create your own flow? Don't be shy. Let me know. Put it into the comments below, or if you're here with me live, you know, on the chat. I don't know, whatever. You want to talk to me? I don't know. Give me a call. I'll talk to anybody. All right. So we're going to get into it quickly here today. So I got a couple things I just wanted to update on. It's interesting because I was going to do a show. I'm going to talk about both things still, but I was going to do a show about one particular kind of topic today, and then something else happened during the day which kind of inspired me to kind of mesh the two together. So as you see on the thumbnail, important message, and we do have an important message here today. Today, by the way, is the 26th of June in the good year 2024, and today's program is entitled, ladies and gentlemen, Let's Get to It. That's it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's bleep and do it. We gotta get down to it, yeah. We gotta get down to it. We gotta really do it. Have I lost my mind already? I apologize if I have, because that's just the way it goes here on Operation Status Quo. You should be used to me losing my mind if you're someone who watches this on a regular basis, right? Okay, so what do we got for you here today on Operation Status Quo? What are we getting to it? Well, two things. First of all, I've been talking about the new project that's coming out, and so I'm going to do the reveal today a little bit because part of Tom Gagliardi joining in on the chat. There he is, Tom Gagliardi of the Gagli Archives. Hey-o. If you like your progressive rock, make sure you check out the Gagli Archives. Tom, what you should do is put it down in the comments of the show afterwards. Put your link and stuff where people can, go and listen to all the wonderful work that you do with progressive music. Tom, is somebody that I used to work with in radio years ago, and he's been doing this. I mean, geez, Tom, he's been doing this since probably the early 90s, I would think, into everything that yeah, anyway, but he's been doing this for a long time. He's really knowledgeable in his musical realms and such, which is funny enough too that he's commenting here. 1991, he says he started with the radio. Yeah, amazing journey. And it's funny because he's still doing his thing, his way. And here I am, because I worked in radio previously as well. Of course, doing more of a talk, we'll say comedy, but talk comedy show. It's very subjective, right? And I'm still kind of trying to do my thing, but in this fashion, as opposed to Tom doing it in his fashion. But either way, fashion is always fashionable, and that's the important thing about fashion. And fashion never really goes out of style; it always just comes back around. You know what I mean? So what is in fashion and then goes out of fashion will be fashionable once again. So don't let your guard down, ladies and gentlemen, or don't give up on anything. I don't know what I'm saying, but let me get back to my point. I got distracted. I don't normally get people in the chat, so it's like such an amazing experience to me. It's like, all right, so important message, two things. So I'm going to get into the project, the new project that's coming out, and I wasn't going to talk about it just yet because I'm still, the website's being worked and different things are going on, but I'm also redoing my social media stuff, so I'm not doing it. The people that are I'm working with are very talented, very a great company, anyway, so they're reworking my social media to get me out there in this this new project. And the new project is, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm gonna go back. I got another thing I want to talk about, so just stick with me for just a few, because before I even say it, part of why I wanted to come on today was because I've been a little, I don't want to say concerned, but just kind of in the thought process. I've changed a lot over my life. I feel like I've really always. One of the most important things to me is always to really be paying attention to myself and seeing how I can grow and be a better person, understanding my personality, understanding others around me, and just being able to, be more of a help to those around me and my community and friends and family and all, as opposed to, back in when I was younger, more so, not to say I always have to prove my point, but definitely had more of a chip on my shoulder, definitely was more, obnoxious and boisterous in certain ways, maybe some of it's age or whatnot. But so because I'm working this new project and kind of rebranding myself, I thought maybe I would, step away from this and maybe take this channel down. And because, I'm really open, I'm pretty honest. This is one of the most, honest places you ever find me. And quite honestly, if you really have serious questions for me, you should say, let's go live on YouTube, and then I'll ask you the questions, because you'll probably get like more, for whatever reason it is. Like I let myself be very vulnerable in this space where I say things that I know could upset people, where I say things sometimes in ways that are, I don't want to say, I used to be more so divisive. And I know I'm kind of jumping around here, but the point I'm saying is I was thinking about shutting this channel down, in lieu of creating a new channel with this new project and everything else. And then I said to myself, one of the things I really preach about is, being authentic, and if I go ahead and take it all down, then what? Am I afraid of myself? Am I afraid of what I'm sharing? Why do I have to hide it, right? So, and I'm sure people could go back. I just went back actually and watched a video from like about 6 months ago on this channel, something I did. And it's just interesting how much different I express myself now than I did then. The viewpoints are always generally saying, like, this channel is really about, just trying to share positive vibes, really trying to give people things to think about, to really be honest with themselves, to really know how much power they have to create the life they want to create, like, and not play the victim and stuff. I'm kind of passionate about that, and then, but sometimes I, if you go back and watch older episodes, you can, I can definitely have said stuff where I'm criticizing the government or going down the conspiracy theory line and all that type of stuff. And I'm not saying that I don't believe in any of those things, or, whatever my views are and all that type of stuff, but the truth of the matter really is that, our views change over time, right? I'm just saying, like, to me, instead of, wanting to take it down and maybe because I'm afraid somebody might be offended by something, right? While I'm trying to do something new, I don't want to be labeled as, oh, this guy with this or whatever, but the truth is, like, I think it's a good thing in a way to go back and say, geez, this is a level of expression. Like, it's like cataloging your spiritual, or for me anyway, it's like cataloging my spiritual, emotional, growth as I continue, to move forward. I can look back and say, man, I was kind of talking about this type of subject like this back then, but now I wouldn't even talk about it in that regard. I have a whole nother perspective. Like, and I'm going to just say this, like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, the way our world is right now with all the things that are going on, it's like, right, I understand it's kind of, mind blowing. And then I just started to really, I think really from the beginning of this year, I don't know what happened. It was January that it just kind of, I don't know. I just felt like a transition in a sense, not that kind of transition. Let's not get too, see, there I go. I probably just offended somebody. But, I felt another kind of wave of moving forward and whatever. And I've really come to realize, like, everything, like, it's all such nonsense. And I'm not saying don't believe in the things you believe in, right? But I just mean we get attached to, our political parties. We get attached to the ideals of our religions or something. We get attached to, groups or different ways. Whatever, we have these, like, all these, like, and the ultimate truth. And this is what I'm really trying to express with this channel all the time, is really my main, even if it doesn't always come across that way, like, the main objective is to really get people to realize that, it doesn't matter. You can have your preferences. It's all great, but ultimately none of that stuff matters and none of that stuff's real. When you see people like in these heated conversations and debates about, I don't know, political issues or just, issues like what Russia's doing. I understand things are happening in the world, but, I see things in a whole nother way. Like, to me, nothing on the physical level is ever that deep, because ultimately everything is here for a reason, to inspire us, because we're really energetic beings beyond our body, right? So our job is to utilize the physical manifestations around us to have some sort of contrast, to have some sort of whatever, some sort of inspiration to think in a different way, or to like, how does that make me feel? Like, why am I putting my time and attention into this? Why am I doing, just instead of just like being and just soaking it all in and just like, oh, that's what's really happening. Oh no, that's just the way the world is. Like, it's not. Like, the world really is only what we think it is and what we create. And this is the stage we are as a collective human consciousness now. And I've talked about this before, that I feel like we're just really purging the old ways of the past. And that's why they're so dominantly in our face right now, right? Because like, it has to be shown and it has to be there to get people to interact, react, and make changes, to make, do things in a different way. So we don't have like these type of things. Just for an example, just like war, obviously all these wars are going on, right? This is just, there doesn't have to be war, right? Like, it's a construct of human perception that, oh, well, there's always been war. This is what people do. So it's just like a programming, right? The truth is, there doesn't have to be war. It's as simple as that, as a choice. So that's why, I don't take this life seriously in that regard. This is a playground, and we're here, and everything out there is happening, just to, again, to get us to realize that and to find our center and to grow. And the most important thing is, man, I'm just going to say before I'm going to, I'm not going to ramble too much longer, but it's just so important to really be honest with yourself. And like, I don't know how to explain to people that don't understand being aware, or like don't even, being aware of themselves, being separate from the idea of their physical, entity in this life. Like, how do you, I guess that's everybody's journey. And the point is, that's okay. There's some people that maybe never will have that type of thought process in this life, and that's okay. It doesn't make them worse. It doesn't make, no one's stupid. No one's worse than anybody else. So, again, I was going to take this channel down because I think, sometimes, I'm passionate. I speak the way I speak. But, the truth is, like, I want to encourage people, and I like to see the growth I've had as I've been doing this. It's about 4 years now. We're coming up on 4 years of, me doing this type of show. I mean, it's changed multiple times, and I've kind of come and gone a little bit, but I try to stay as consistent as possible, because I want to reach people. Whatever happens with this channel happens. But I decided to myself, I'm not going to take it down. I'm going to leave it be. And if somebody wants to go back and take a clip of something I said 2 years ago, a year ago, and try to use it against me and say I'm a jerk or whatever, just like what they do, what stuff started happening when they want to go back and, arrest people for what they did 100 years ago, or call them a racist for a word that they used back in like 1940 or something, it's just mean like, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. So I'm okay with it. I think it's better to, because the most important thing of everything I'm doing, even with the new project, which I'm going to finish off with and tell you that just in 1 second, but, even with the new project, it's really the same thing. Even though I'm doing something different, the center core of it is the same thing. I want to spread, positive messages. I want to encourage people to be their best selves. And if I can be some sort of like example or encouragement to others to, to believe in themselves, to realize you don't have to live within the confines of what our society says and all that type of stuff. Like, I encourage people, like, I shouldn't go this route, but I was just going to tease, because I was just talking about this with somebody the other day that was complaining about their car insurance. I said, well, stop paying it. Like, what do you care? You know what I'm saying? When's the last time you got, I haven't been in an accident in like, 10 years. Well, you're all right. Yeah, you paid it. Yeah, don't pay for a year. Then you let them give you a call and you talk it out. Nah, maybe I'll give you half. I'm just saying, like, we're so afraid, right? We're so afraid. Got to pay your taxes. Got to pay your insurance. Got to pay. They're going to come get you. Blah, 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 blah. But nah, I'm just going to stop paying. Remember, like in Office Space, I don't like bills. I don't think I'm going to pay them anymore. So, but anyway, just trying to say, it's not as crazy as it sounds. Like, we can break free of the paradigms if we choose to. especially as a collective, because if we all did it, then, what are they going to do, right? We just start a new way. It's pretty simple. But so I'm going to stay true to me. I'm always going to try to give you my best. And if I'm a jerk sometimes and I rub people the wrong way a little bit, or if I'm controversial in a certain regard, so be it, right? That's who I am. And I'm not afraid to be my honest, authentic self. And that's what I encourage others to do. And that's why, because I was thinking about it yesterday, but I decided that I am going to continue to do this and be what it is. I did have an experience with this channel previously where I was working with some people, and then they didn't really. It wasn't working out, us working together, and I'm not going to get any details, but, they really didn't want me to be part of that group anymore. So they took clips from one of my shows. I don't even know what, because no one even told me what I said, but they said, oh, due to your YouTube channel, we have to let you go. And I'm like, well, let me go for what? What did I say? What are you talking about? But no one ever even answered me. But, I understand people can do that anytime, right? They can be shady and go behind your back, and that's fine. Like, if people want to take that action, I realize as I'm doing my thing and trying to be positive, my intention is always positive, right? So and however, if other people have their issues and they want to come back and try to bring me down, that's okay. They want to put their energy into trying to bring me down. Let them do it. It's how I feel. Like, I mean, if I'm going to put myself out there in a way to be seen by the public, I'm going to have to expect that anyway. So that's fine. Like, I'm not going to reciprocate that to that energy. I'm not going to feed into that energy. If I see people do that, I go, okay, let them do it. Like, I don't have to explain myself. Anyone who knows me or anyone who wants to have a conversation with me, I'm happy to talk, right? So that's why we're going to keep the channel, ladies. We're going to keep Operation Status Quo. There's going to be a new YouTube channel for my new thing, too, but we'll see how it all plays out together. Hey-o. All right, so let me finish with this. The new project is, ladies and gentlemen, after all this, I'm only saying because my Facebook is getting updated and stuff, and they're starting to put some information and pictures out, so I figure let me talk about it. But I been playing guitar since I was like 12, on and off and stuff, through my life, and I to make a extremely long story short, I really started picking it up again about a year or so ago, and I've been playing a lot and writing a lot of songs, and it led me in a path to this August 12th, my birthday. I will be releasing my first single that I worked with here with a music producer in my area, a Grammy award-winning music producer, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm in pretty good hands here. But yeah, so I play guitar, and I got a song. It's going to be released in August, and it's going to be available on Apple Music and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited about it. It's I really love to play. I've even actually been out playing live locally here, some open mics and stuff, because I never really played out live before. I've only kind of played guitar, was always just kind of for myself. I never really expected to get for this day. It's really crazy how it all happened. But as the time goes on, I'll open up more about the whole story. But I that is the big project, and it's coming soon. So be on the lookout for it. I'll continue to talk about it. But I'm really excited. I appreciate your support out there for anyone who has followed the show, or if you enjoy the show. If you want to stick with me and support me in that regard too, that would be awesome. And I hope you guys like what I'm doing. I got so many songs, and I just was talking to the guy earlier today, and I'll be getting back into the studio, within the next week or so, to get working on the second song, because the first song is going to be released in August, and then I'll be releasing the next one, I guess, another couple months later, and I'm just going to keep on going with it. And I don't expect it I just want to say this about everything I do. I'm not trying to be some big, famous person or anything. My personality is suited for being in front of people and getting out there in that type of regard, but it's not about me. Nothing I do for me, honestly, is about me. I even said that to the people with the music. I'm not a musician. I said, there's people who can, really, they study their whole life and they really, really know, it's yeah, I can write some pretty cool little tunes and stuff. And, but I just want to keep it at a space of, where it's meant to be. I'm a humble person. All I really care about is I just love entertainment. I love making people smile. So whatever capacity, I do that in is, what I'm trying to do. And that's what Operation Status Quo is about. That's what my music is going to be about, and if every once in a while, I make a off-putting comment, I really apologize. Please forgive me. We're all human. We're all human, and we all have our ways, right? I'm not perfect. No one's perfect, but honestly, everything I do here and all this will be the last thing. I'll wrap it up with this, but everything I do in this realm is about bringing people together. I would like to work with other people who are talented too. Even with this, if a team ever got together, that somebody's great at editing videos and somebody else, or two people are talking with someone else, or even with the music, if I get with someone else that plays drums or guitar, plays another instrument, then we can, all I'm saying is I'm just looking to build community for people to share and express. It's not about me being some performer or anything like that. I was just same way even with teaching yoga. Like I always wanted to say, I'm not a yoga teacher. I'm just a facilitator of the class. I always really do want to keep myself out of it. I want to allow my talents and skills. We all have them, right? I want to utilize them to the best of my ability, for the goodness of the whole. So that's what it's all about. So that's what I got for you here today on Operation Status Quo, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to keep Operation Status Quo alive and well, and the new project's coming. So look for the song August 12th. I'll give once the website goes live and all too. Like I'll put more information out, and as it gets closer and all that type of stuff. But we're getting there. It's the end of June, and the song's coming out on August. So before you know it, it's another month, right? So anyway, Tommy G, let me say thanks for hanging in there with me, my friend, on the live stream today. Appreciate you being there. Once again, don't forget to check out Tom Gagliardi and the Gagli Archives, and always find some very professional, more professional than me. That's for sure. You would think, you see this guy, I'd be like, oh, listen to Tom Gagliardi. He's so professional and talented. He's for real. Like, what am I doing here on Operation Status Quo with this nonsense? What are we doing? Hey-o. Seriously, thanks for being here, guys, and thanks for sticking with me all this time. Again, I know my audience is probably limited in a way, but I definitely appreciate those who do appreciate what I'm doing. Tom says, you saved me from a dreadfully boring conference call. You see, I am good for something, right? I mean, it's like you have to weigh it out. Conference call at work or listening to Pete Palma talk. Conference call at work. Oh, this is a tough one. All right, we'll go with Pete Palma. Let's just do it. Makes me feel better about myself. He's so ridiculous. Hey-o. All right, so anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for being here. I'll be back with you again real soon. If you haven't done so already, please take the time to like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. As you know, I love each and every one of you out there, as individually as well as a group. God bless you. Have a great day. And until next time, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.
Is a boulevard of 10 short blocks.